Hey everyone, it's Jace and welcome to my guide for Sephiroth Crash 1. We're going to jump right into the gear overview. I'm bringing Sephiroth, Matt, and Aerith. Sephiroth is geared towards ice damage, but we're giving him a little bit of extra HP with Kuja's attire. In the main hand, Edge Wings at Overboost 4. In his secondary slot, Torn Wing, which you can get from this event. If you're a new player, definitely max that out. For his limit break, I'm bringing Diamond Dust for Shiva, since I'm running a nice potency build with him. For Materia, we have a 4-star Ruinra here, mostly for HP. We have a 4-star Aurora, because we're going to be taking advantage of the fact that Sephiroth makes himself weak to wind at some point. And then we have another 4-star Ruinra for X Sigil, but also as a stat stick. For his sub-weapons, we have Matt's Absolute Royal at Overboost 5. We have Aerith's Silver Staff at Overboost 4. And then we have the Hell House Collar at, of course, Overboost 10. If you're interested in Sephiroth's R abilities, here they are on screen right now. Next up is going to be Matt. Matt's going to be our physical DPS. We're bringing his Killer attire. In his main hand, we have Killer Hornet at Overboost 5. In his secondary slot, we have Core Defender. That's going to help us survive Shadow Flare. And then for Limit Break, we're bringing level 9 Valiant Attempt, his standard single target Limit Break. For Materia, we have a 4-star Aurora Blow for the same reason that Sephiroth has Wind Materia. We have a 5-star Blizzara Blow. This is for HP, but also it's going to be Matt's main method of dealing damage throughout the fight. And then we have a 4-star Ruinra for Circle Sigil. That's going to be, of course, for breaking Circle Sigils. For sub-weapons, we have Bald Eagle at Overboost 2. We have Lefko Kipseli at Overboost 10, which you can also get from this event. And then we have Mad Minute at Overboost 3. If you're interested in Matt's R abilities, here they are on screen right now. And then last but not least, we have Aerith. We're bringing her as a healer. She's rocking the Chocobo suit from the Halloween event. In the main hand, the Chocobo Staff, also from the Halloween event. And then in the offhand, we have Fairy Tail for AoE healing. For Limit Break, we're bringing a level 9 Healing Wind, maxed out. For Materia, we have a Triangle Ruinra for Triangle Sigils, and also a little bit of healing for her. We have a single target Cura. And then we have a Sigil-less Ruinra for damage, but also as a stat stick. For her sub-weapons, she has the Beach Parasol from the Summer event. Glenn's Hardcore Squad at Overboost 6 for more healing. And then actually, Lucia's new free event weapon, Feather Scatter, for HP and some physical damage mitigation. Here are Aerith's R abilities if you're interested in seeing them. And that's the team. Let's go ahead and get into the run. So, just like in the EX2 version of the fight, Sephiroth is going to open up by using Heartless Archangel, bringing your entire party down to 1 HP no matter what you do. For this, I decided to stock up ATB on Aerith because, again, just like the EX2 version of the fight, he's going to follow that up with a Shadow Flare. In EX2, I was able to survive this just by healing afterward, but for this version of the fight, I needed to bring Matt's Core Defender so I can give the entire party AoE magic defense up to survive Shadow Flare. The rest of the party is going to be focusing on dealing as much damage as possible in the meantime, and that's going to be a theme throughout the entire fight, because this is a soft and rage kind of fight. He's going to keep using Boundless Strength and going into Octaslash just like in the previous versions. He's going to get stronger and stronger until he's eventually just one-shotting your party members. So dealing as much damage as possible is absolutely key. After Shadow Flare, he's going to go into using the miscellaneous attacks that I mentioned in my previous guide. You just want to make sure you have enough HP to survive. And then once he's done with these attacks, he's going to pick somebody and he's going to Octaslash them. Same deal. You just want to increase that person's physical defense. In my case, I'm doing that via Sephiroth's Torn Wing. My Sephiroth, not the boss Sephiroth, of course. And that's going to be enough, at least at the beginning of the fight. Since Sephiroth is also one of my main damage dealers, I'm trying to be very cautious about making sure he only uses the shield one time on party members so that he can use the rest of his ATB for damage. He's going to have to use it twice later on in the fight, but at least in the beginning, we can save more ATB to deal damage versus survivability, and have our healer use their ATB to keep people alive instead. After that Octaslash, he's going to go into Earth Infusion. This is why we brought the Wind Materia. With Matt, I'm dealing as much wind damage as possible. Sephiroth has extra X Sigil breaks since he's main-handing Edge Wings, so I decided to just focus on Matt dealing the damage instead of Sephiroth. And Aerith has the Triangle Sigil. For my party, this was just enough to make sure that everybody survived, so we could break the sigils at a reasonable amount of time while maximizing damage from that. With limit breaks up, we're going to be using those to delay Sephiroth's attacks as much as possible, but in my case, I decided to just go ahead and use both limit breaks here. And that's because I figured I would just go ahead and get the damage multiplier. I didn't want to wait too long and have them both up. With Aerith, we just want to be healing up as much as possible during this part of the fight and dealing damage as much as possible with Sephiroth and Matt. We're saving Aerith's healing wind, but we're not going to save it for too long because we want to make sure that we're optimizing it as much as possible. With another Octaslash coming in here, we're boosting physical defense, and we're just going to be using Aerith's healing wind to heal up afterward. We're still at a point in the fight where we only need one use of Solid Barrier to keep somebody safe, and Aerith's healing wind use here means that we don't have to swap to defensive stance and we can focus on dealing more damage. Elemental Infusion. For this stream phase, he's going to boost his resistance to all elements, and he's going to be using AoE attacks on your party throughout the entire stream phase. So I recommend breaking this as quickly as you can. He doesn't increase his resistance to all attacks, just elemental attacks. So using Matt's Killing Slash there was just a way to eke out a little bit more damage while we waited for Aerith to clear out the Triangle Sigil. Here we are, we're still using limit breaks to delay Sephiroth's attacks as much as we can. That doesn't change throughout most of the fight. The only time that I'll use a limit break without trying to delay an attack is if I think that limit break is going to be ready for a good chunk of time before I use it. I'd rather just go ahead and use it and have the opportunity to get more limit breaks throughout the fight versus sitting on them for too long. Once we've passed about 50% of Sephiroth's HP, we've entered the second phase of the fight. And in this phase of the fight, he's going to start using Hell's Gate. But before then, he's going to be targeting one of your party members with Heartless Angel. Not Archangel, just Heartless Angel. So this is just going to target one party member, bringing them down to 1 HP. And then afterward, he's going to follow up with an Octaslash on that character. So you want to make sure you can heal that character up as quickly as possible. This is one of the reasons that we brought a single target Kira. Of course, you want to heal up people after Sephiroth uses Octaslash anyway, but especially for these parts of the fight, you don't want to be trying to force a square peg through a round hole using an AoE heal when you really need a single target heal. Sephiroth is going to go into more miscellaneous attacks here, but once he's done with this round of miscellaneous attacks, he's going to end it with Hell's Gate. The thing to keep in mind about Hell's Gate is that you can start casting as he starts the animation, go into defensive stance, and you can mitigate the damage. Your characters will still finish out their cast, but then you're going to be stunned afterward. You're going to be tempted to try and heal up. Don't do it. When he uses Hell's Gate, don't heal just yet. You can see he's going right into Heartless Archangel, so he's going to be bringing your party's HP all the way down to 1, and that heal would have been wasted if you've used one. This is one of those situations where I felt like Matt's limit break was going to be up for a while, so I just decided to use it. And you might not have to heal here just yet, because he's going to go straight into Masamune in waiting. I happen to have Matt's Killer Hornet, which can break Diamond Sigils, so this is a little cozy for me, but you don't have to bring Diamond Sigil break to handle that. You just want to make sure that your party has ATB as you go into the phase, and you can just break it with 3 ATB abilities. Here you want to heal up though. I'm playing it a little bit fast and loose because I'm trying to maximize damage, but for that first Hell's Gate, this is the point where you can heal up because he's going to follow up with another Octaslash. I recommend using AoE heals at first because you don't necessarily know who he's going to pick, but in my case I also have Aerith's Healing Wind, so I don't have to worry too much about it anyway. We're still getting by with just 2 stacks of the physical defense up buff, but as you can see it's starting to get a little bit close. We might have to start stacking 3 tiers of the buff going forward. He's going to go into another set of what I like to call the miscellaneous attacks, and he's going to end it with Hell's Gate. Just like with the first one, you don't want to follow up Hell's Gate with a heal. He's going to go into something else where you don't want to use any heals just yet. This time it's going to be Masamune in waiting. So you might want to save ATB to break the sigils here. Again, I have Matt's Killing Slash, so it's a little bit cozier for me. I could get away with that heal, but really, I shouldn't have done that heal at all, because he's going to follow up that attack by bringing our party's HP all the way down to 1 again. So really, that was just wasted healing. Again, another situation where I thought that Matt's limit break was going to be out for a little bit too long. May as well just go ahead and use it in hopes of getting another one over the course of the fight. After he uses this Heartless Archangel, he's going to follow up with a Shadow Flare. So whatever you did to survive the first one, you're going to need to do it again. In my case, I actually didn't mean to do this, but Matt ends up bringing the party up to 3 tiers of magic defense up, which makes this a little bit safer than what I intended, but that's completely fine. I would prefer that Matt use more damage dealing abilities instead, but I mean, it's fine. We lived, everything's okay. Now in the case of my party, I'm able to survive just one more Octaslash, so I decided to heal up the party, and I'm going to be using Aerith's Limit Break to do that as well. We have another Hell's Gate coming up, so once again, you don't want to heal right after this. He's going to go into another Heartless Angel. And he's going to follow up this Heartless Angel with an Octaslash, so now you want to heal the person who was just targeted by the Heartless Angel and keep them as safe as you possibly can. In my case, I wasn't quite aware of this, so I used an AoE heal. I recommend using a single target heal for that person. But I also had access to Aerith's Healing Wind, so it's not going to be an issue. And you can look how close the damage is to killing Aerith. We almost had a repeat of the FF7 story, but not quite. This is absolutely the last Octaslash that my party members will be able to survive, but that's okay, because we're going to kill him right here. And that's the end of the fight, and therefore the end of the guide. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. I plan to continue posting guides. Until then, thanks for watching.